Welcome to the Financial Forecaster, and today we're doing something different. We're tackling something that every human being in the world feels: money stress and money anxiety. Something that chews at us all, even if you have tons and tons of money, because as they say, more money, more problems, and we all feel it. We're all human beings in this rat race. We're all trying to get as much as we can, or at least enough to make us happy, and along the way, it gets our heart going, it gets us sad, it gets us happy, and most of all, it gets us anxious and it gets us stressed. So I'm gonna go over my 5 tips that I use and I have used over the years to keep my stress, my anxiety, and keep my goals on track when it comes to financial freedom. So if you're ready, this is the Financial Forecaster, and we're going over 5 tips and tricks to get you on the right money path and to help with that stress and that anxiety when it comes to your finances. So Financial Forecaster guys, let's do it. Here we go. First one, easy. It's something that sounds easy, it's something that rarely ever is, and be realistic. Every year, people set goals at New Year's to lose weight. They set goals to eat healthier. They set goals to exercise more. My goal for the past 3 years has always been as simple as giving a number that I want to hit by the next year. It should be a reasonable number. You shouldn't be shooting for the moon, but it should be something that pushes yourself a little bit, but you want to start small. The very first time I tried this, I had $5,000 in the bank. This was 5 or 6 years ago. I had $5,000. My goal for the end of the year was $10,000, and I made it. It was before that, I wasn't paying attention to it. Money wasn't the goal. I had no idea what I was doing because I wasn't setting realistic. I wanted to be rich, but I wasn't focusing it on enough. So the very first thing you want to do, and as silly as it sounds, a lot of people probably aren't doing it, set a 1-year goal of how much cash, how little debt, how much investment you want to have. Set yourself a number where you are now and where you want to be by the end of the year. That's an easy thing to do. The number 2 tip and trick will help you get there and definitely help with the money stress and show you your progress. So let's go to number 2. So number 2 is easy. Write down the amount of cash, the amount of debt, the amount of investments, the amount of credit card, anything you have that is an asset or a debt, just write it down in a planner. Buy a planner. I cannot tell you how much it helps to have a planner, not only for your schedule, because if you schedule your life, even small things like phone calls, going to see your parents, reminding yourself of dental appointments, right there, getting rid of some stress. Second, though, when it comes to money, write down how much you have at the beginning of every month, and that little part in the front of a scheduler where it just has a calendar. Write down how much you have, how much you owe. Then you have a benchmark each month to know if you have progress. It's not a goal. It's not a benchmark of who you are as a person or how you're doing. It's something that gives you power because that is your number. At the end of the day, that's the amount of money you have, that's the amount of debt you have, and you can either choose to look it right in the face, focus on it, know it's there, and to improve it, or you can put it back on the back burner. But I guarantee you, if you're putting it on the back burner and things are getting worse and you're not the kind of person who can handle it like that, it's going to cause some stress. So write down how much you have at the beginning of every month, and then at the end of the year, you'll know what months are more expensive. You'll know where you need to put your money, especially if you're not investing enough, or if you have too much debt, or if you're spending too much money. It's just a great thing to do. And as easy as it sounds, I'm going to say that for every tip and trick in this video. As easy as it sounds, people don't do it. And that can cause money stress and money anxiety. If you stay on top of your money, the stress goes away. The anxiety, not always, but you can always work to make it better. So that brings us to number 3. All right, number 3. Are you ready? Because I'm talking to each and every one. I'm looking at every single person watching this. Don't ever compare how much money that you have with somebody else. I cannot count the amount of times somebody has told me how much they make at their job, how much they had in their bank account, how much younger than they were than me, and how much more money they have. And when I started my financial journey And before it, anytime I heard this, I get down in the dumps. I would question if I'm doing the right things in life. I would wonder if I could be doing more. Am I always going to be like this? Or you don't even think about the money at all and it's just a sinking emotional feeling. Guys, this is normal because we compare. That's how we set a benchmark for ourselves in life normally. We bench it on society, but bench it on yourself. If you have followed those first two rules and you're taking a look at your finances, you're setting goals and you're understanding, that's already going to make you stop comparing because you know that you're working on you. It's an individual thing. Saving your money and being more financially stable is for you, your family, and your kids and their kids. This is important if you care about your generational wealth. This is important if you care about, if you get that feeling when someone else tells you how much money they have or you don't think you have enough, just try not to compare. Follow those first two steps, and once you're focusing on yourself, it'll be easier not to compare yourself to someone else because you will want somebody to compare them to you. You'll want someone to see what you're doing, learn from it, and hopefully feel better about themselves. Lead by example. These are the easiest rules out loud, but the hardest things to do for yourself. So that's number 3. Don't compare yourself to others. And to way to do that is to work on yourself and start a plan, start writing things down, keep a record, and that's how you can do it. All right, we're going to number 4. I know they've been easy so far. Keep up with it. Follow your financial goals. Let's do number 4. Number 4, a little bit controversial, and I know a lot of people have, this is a little bit of a story from the financial forecaster. Now, I have had some friends in the past. I'm 32 years old, and you can imagine I've had friends over my life, but I have had some friends in this province of Ontario that have lived hours away. And they want me to visit, and of course I want to visit them. You want to see your friends, you want to have a good time, but a lot of people don't take into account the opportunity costs of weekend trips or taking a few days off of work. Now, you take a day off work, you want to go see your friends, maybe you take a Monday off, you have a 3-day weekend. Fantastic. So automatically, you're paying for gas there or travel. Number 1's travel, and we all know that one. That's the easy one to remember. That's the easy one to budget for. Then food, maybe you're eating at your friends, maybe you're going to go out to the restaurant a couple of times. That's an easy one to remember as well. The one that a lot of people never put into their budget, especially something that I focused on and really, really helped when I figured out how many times I wanted to see my friends throughout the year or how many times I wanted to travel. That day you take off from work, it compounds your money backwards. So you're not only taking, let's say you're getting paid minimum wage, you're working 8 hours, you're losing $100 on top of any of the travel that day, on top of food and expenses. Let's say you're taking 2 days, now you're $200 in the hole, if not more. It comes to a point where you really have to watch any days taken off of work unless you have them planned for. This is why in the first and the second trip, you're keeping a track of your money. You know you have goals, and maybe you're doing it too many times. Never put money in front of happiness, but sometimes chasing happiness too much will bite you down the road and bring you back into the stress. And you'll look for your friends and holidays as an escape just to come back and make it. You need a strong foundation to make life easier. So I'm begging you, just make sure to do step number 1 and step number 2. They're basic things that anybody in the world should be doing. Know how much money you have, make a goal, write it down, and keep a record. Please, for my sake, for your sake, if you come away with anything from this video, look how much money you have. Next month, try to have more. And that's it. It's a 1 month challenge, and that's all I challenge you to. So number 5, let's get number 5, and I'm very, very excited to tell you about number 5. So let's go to number 5. Okay, so number 5. Guys, it could have been anything. It could be watch how much you're spending on groceries. It could be stop eating snack food, stop eating out so much, stop drinking so much. It could have been a plethora of things that people have told you to save money on, get a side hustle, get some passive income, invest your money. Number 5 is the most important thing you can do with your money is communicate about it. Nothing will stress a person out more emotionally if they have a broken heart, or they're depressed, or if they have bad mental health. The one thing you always stress to people is to talk to someone, communicate, don't hold your feelings inside. It's the same when it comes to money. Money is this, it's just a thing. It's sometimes it's just ones and zeros on your laptop. It's nothing. It's innate, but it can cause real feelings. You need to share those feelings with your partner, with your kids, with your parents, with yourself, your financial advisor. Never be afraid to talk about money with someone if you need help. Never be afraid of saying, hey, maybe you could help me keep me to a budget. Or tell your partner, hey, could we both set a goal together? Or tell your kids, hey, I'm going to budget. Can you start your own budget? Teach your kids what you know. If you're stressed about your money, teaching somebody else things you have learned, even if you're great with money, you're still going to be stressed sometimes about it. And teaching others makes you feel good. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to talk to you guys. It makes me feel good to know you guys are taking your money seriously. It makes me feel good to know you're planning on financial freedom, a good retirement, and to being stable in your life so that you can account for anything that can go wrong and you can take care of the ones that you love. That's number 5, is communication. As silly as it sounds, talk about money. Guys, it's so important. So that is my number 5, is communication. Financial forecaster. Let's go to the wrap-up video. Here we go. All right, money stress. You got 5 rules. You got make a goal for the end of the year, write down how much money you have, investments, debt, cash, every month. You got to look at the opportunity costs when you're traveling, communication. Guys, just pay attention. You have your finances, pay attention to them. If you're on this channel or you look this up, you care about it, you either have money stress, take a deep, calm, take a breath, relax. You can do this. The whole world is your oyster. You can pay attention to it. I know you can do it. Financial forecaster, if you learned anything today, please hit the like or subscribe. We're getting rich together. Doesn't matter if one of us gets rich. It matters if everyone can work on their finances and everyone can have more stability into your life. And that's what we want here, and that's what I want for you. So guys, getting rich together, financial forecaster, have a great day. I'll see you later.